Hello, come in. A day late and $1 short. I am very, very sorry. It is the fault of Ryanair. Poor himself was due home yesterday, Monday, at about 12 noon in the day, and he didn't arrive until 6:30. Isn't that awful? The poor fecker. They were nearly on a plane in Stansted, and then they were made all get off. And then nobody knew really what time they were getting on another one. And then when they did finally get on another one, they sat on the runway for 2 hours. Isn't that shocking? It is. Anyway, hold on now, what can I tell you? I am very tired. That wretched ruddy moon, the blood moon, was it blood moon, orange moon, one of them things, kept me awake. Well, no, I got to sleep for a little bit, and then I woke up wide awake at 4 a.m. And yeah, I didn't really sleep, what's the one, Saturday or Sunday either, and I am tired. And but it rained. It's still quite hot. You know, it still feels sort of like it could veer back into hotness at any minute, but still I was delighted. Now, I have a folly up to my umbrella stealer story, because I consulted with the old woman just to make sure that I wasn't exaggerating. And now, before I go any further, I have to tell you a fact that will become useful to know. There's a word that will become relevant. Thank you. Right. Himself's father, who died 2 years ago, the lovely John Baines, was a lovely man. Very quiet, very, you know, reserved. And as far as old woman was concerned, very English and posh. And old woman was, and dad as well, were intimidated by John and Shirley, himself's parents, who were the loveliest people. Anyway, right. So I says to Mam, you know the umbrella stealer? And she goes, yes. And I said, what age was the umbrella stealer in Thaig when they stole your umbrella? And I said, were they about 10 or 11? She goes, oh no. She goes, oh no, they done their leaving it. They were about 17 or 18. So like her implication is that they were old enough to know better, like that they weren't just kids, you know. And then she went on a long rant about how she could have bought an umbrella for $1.99, but how she had bought it for, no, she says 15 punts, which was our currency back then, which is a lot more than the 5 punts that I had originally estimated. And she said, and they went off with it, and then when the rain stopped, I suppose they just threw it over a wall, because to be seen with an umbrella, it wouldn't be cool. And so she's still really bitter, you know. And I said, you know, and the whole thing about calling him the umbrella stealer and all. And she goes, oh yes, she says, at your wedding, I introduced him to John Baines, my father-in-law. And bear in mind that old woman was really intimidated and very kind of forelock tugging around English people in general. She goes, John, this is the umbrella stealer. And she said that John kind of went, what? You know? And she said, he stole my umbrella. And John says, well then he's an umbrella stealer. Do you see? Like, but that's a kind of a mad thing to do, isn't it? Like, with one's opposite parents-in-law, to be that sort of a caper, do you know? Anyway, so yes, it is all true. Now, on Friday, this coming Friday, I am going on my summer holidays to Greece with billions of keys. Now, I know it looks like my life is one long holiday, but this really is a holiday. I don't think I will even be trying to scribe on the holiday. And who knows? We're going to Paris. I haven't been to the island of Paris in about 4,000 years. I first went there in 1982. That's a long time ago. I was very young then. That's 36 years ago, you know. And I can remember my caper then. Yeah, it's weird, you know, getting older and all that sort of thing. I have no real news on my fingers. I am going for tests. I have to go for blood tests and things. And I don't want to go for tests. I want action right now. I want them to be sawed off and replaced immediately. Because they can't be fixed, I know. Now I'm going to tell you about books. Hold on. Now, I am the last person in the world to have read this lovely, lovely, lovely book. It is by the lovely Joanna Cannon, and it is The Trouble with Sheeps and Goats. Is it sheeps and goats? Goats and sheep. My memory is bad. That's the lack of sleep. And I'll tell you, the reason that I was reluctant to engage with it initially was because I heard that it was about two children, you know, that the story was told through the eyes of children. And it is just my thing. I don't enjoy books told by children, I think. You know, I have a set against them. And this is just my personal bugbear bias thing. You know, I can't help it. And so when I heard it was about that, I thought, oh no, it wouldn't be for me. And everyone would say, but it's fantastic, it's so funny, it's so well written, it's so charming, it's so different. And I would be listening to them going, yes, 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 but it's been told by children, and I don't do books by children. But I am wrong. It is all those things. It is charming, it is different, it is beautifully written, it is unusual. You know, it's quirky, if I might use that word, but it's not an annoying quirky. It's very funny. It's sort of kind of like, you know, maybe Sue Townsend meets Kate Atkinson meets Nina Stibbe. If that gives you, look at you, no, you've read it. I'm the only one on the planet who hadn't read it. Well, anyway, I am going to read her new book, The Trouble with Elsie. No, maybe it's not called The Trouble with Elsie. I don't know. It's got something called Elsie in the title. And the thing is, wait till I tell you, because we're getting the Shaggin ferry from Piraeus, we're having to travel light, and I do not travel light. I just don't. I mean, I bring crates and crates of shampoos and just in case, and I bring my Babyliss big hair, and I bring one foundation, and then I bring a backup foundation, and then I think, but what if something falls and breaks? I bring tons of stuff, and I am trying to pare it to the bone. So I am not able to bring physical books. I'm going to have to read on the Kindle, and I have so taken again my Kindle. I really don't like it. I like real actual books, and that's tough. I'm going to have to fall in love again with my Kindle so that I can read on me Holliers. So I will get the Elsie book on my Kindle. But I have another book to show you, which is a real life book. Standard Deviation by Catherine Heine, an American writer. Oh my God, it is so lovely. Again, they say comparisons are invidious. I don't even know what that means. It reminds me a bit of the Rosie Project, or maybe a bit of Where'd You Go, Bernadette. I like funny books. I just do. They appeal to me. It's funny, but it's sweet, and it's told from the point of view, the POV of a man who has a very unusual, charming wife and a special needs child, and it's lovely. It's lovely. It's funny. She this is her first novel, but she has a book of short stories that I am going to buy on my Kindle for to read on me Holliers. This is out now. They're both out now. You can read them now, unlike many of the things that I often recommend to you. Now, I was told to keep it short this week because we're both tremendously busy. This is the thing. When I was mad in the head, I wasn't busy at all because I saw nobody and I committed to nothing. And now I feel like my head is going to explode and things are going to burst and fly out into the universe because I have so much to try and remember. And that's not exactly a bad thing. It means that I am connected. I am part of the world. But right now I feel stressed, and unlike many people, I don't think stressed is a sign of self-worth. You know, I don't like it at all. In other news, I'm going to see Copperface Jacks the musical again tonight. I went to see it on Thursday night. I loved it so much. I want everyone in the whole world to go to it. I am going again tonight. It's only on until the 12th. It's on in the Olympia. It is only really for Irish people. I'm sorry if you don't live in Ireland. It is the most uplifting, happy-making, adorable, funny, sweet thing that I've seen in the theatre in many's the long day. Now I have to go. I will try and speak to, well, I'm sure I will manage it. They have Wi-Fi in Paros, surely to God. I will see if the Redzers will play ball and be in it. I do love them Redzers. I weekended with them. They're just such little pets, you know? Little oddball pets. What do they call them? He has a word for them. Lovable eccentrics. That's it. Goodbye. Enjoy the rain.